Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. Jared here with another video from Fanboys Forever. Today we're going to be talking about something that kind of bleeds over into two different worlds, and that is the release of the brand new Ultimate Edition Sergeant Slaughter from Mattel. And this figure not only appeals to WWE fans, but it's also something that a lot of G.I. Joe fans might be interested in. So we're going to talk about a few different things today about how this is going to be released and some of the ramifications of that. And also if this is something that maybe G.I. Joe fans should look into grabbing. So let's get right into it. First of all, we'll just start looking at some of the pictures here. He is a 6-inch scaled figure. Now, we know that that scale for the WWE line from Mattel can sometimes be a little larger than the 6-inch scales of other figure lines, so that's something to keep in mind as we look. You do get like a backdrop of fans and spectators, and they're all holding signs that have some of Sarge's famous phrases. And you can see that he has all of the best modern articulation that they have for these figures, including some butterfly joints. Overall, he does look like a big advancement from previous Sergeant Slaughter releases from the company. And there is an excellent shot of the figure. He does come with a soft goods camouflage jacket, and even the little zipper handle seems to be fairly appropriately scaled. Usually that stuff is ridiculously oversized. And here's another shot of Sarge wearing the jacket. Usually these soft good jackets don't look so great, but this one actually looks pretty good. Let's look at the official breakdown of what you'll receive with the figure. Sergeant Slaughter will come with an alternate head, portrait, swappable hands, hat, jacket, both of which are removable, obviously. And he also comes with retro style packaging, so obviously fans of classic WWF merchandise will recognize this style of packaging immediately. So let's go over price real quick. This figure is going to be $35. You can pick it up on Mattel Creations on Thursday, July 22nd, 12 Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. And this opens up an interesting topic that we haven't really discussed. Apparently, Mattel's getting back into the direct-to-consumer game. That's right. You remember Matty Collector?
Great practical joke, Jim. Got me go to the annex. No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Well, for better or worse, Mattel is apparently sequelizing that service. So it's going to be interesting. They've kind of dipped their toe in this in the last few years with things like the giant like Shogun Warrior Skeletor, and let's hope it goes a little bit better in execution than last time. As long as a company named Digital River isn't involved, hopefully it'll be okay. But I do think the industry has changed a lot since those days, although we still have problems with sellouts and screens of death, whether they're red or likewise any other color. Let's talk about scale for a moment. Sarge is listed as a 6-inch scaled figure, but like I said, sometimes that means something a little different in the WWE line world than like G.I. Joe Classified. Previously on my video that I did about the Sergeant Slaughter Custom, where I utilized a Sergeant Slaughter from a similar scale, I would say, that Mattel had done, that Sarge was a little tall to fit in with Classified. And you never know, I'd say a lot of the tooling is different when it comes to the legs and things like that here. So this may be more appropriately sized for Classified, I'm not sure. I'm sure a lot of you WWE collectors can tell me below if it would be, or if the new tooling that they have these days would be a slightly better match. But I'm going to assume this will maybe be slightly tall for that. However, just like I shown in that custom video, it is not so difficult to actually switch out some of the boots from a, like say for instance, a spare roadblock or something like that, or a gung-ho, and get him to be a fairly good approximation of that Classified size. So I'm excited about this because if you remember in the Sunbow series, Sergeant Slaughter was always kind of pictured as being huge. He not only was he in ridiculous physical condition that, you know, was very cartoony, of course, but he was also like portrayed as being like 7 feet tall in the Sunbow cartoon. I mean, you are talking about Serpentor's like physical equal in the G.I. Joe movie. So that's how they portrayed Sergeant Slaughter. So I actually don't mind that he's going to have kind of this more robust appearance. Maybe next to the Classified figures, he'll probably be taller, and that's okay. I am very excited that he's wearing the USA tank top. That is exactly why they have done this figure. I think the people at Mattel have realized that indeed this is their way to sell to a whole other collector's demographic. So not only are you going to have WWE guys trying to get in on this, but you're going to have the Classified collectors, who I'm sure there will be many of, trying to get in on this. And let's just hope that the Mattel Creations site can withstand it. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'm really looking forward to it. Mattel is doing this as part of the Comic-Con at Home event, so this is going to be interesting, and I can't wait to try and pick them up. I don't know if I'm going to be successful. So let's talk a little bit about pricing. This is $35, and I think that's a little much.
Money is for the poor.
It really feels like they're pushing it. And I know that this is probably a more limited number, direct-to-market collectible, but you have to imagine that Mattel Creations probably won't offer free shipping. It'll probably be $7 or $8 at the very least to ship the figure to us. So really you're looking at more of a $45, $50 figure, and I think that's a little outrageous. But if you're a crazy G.I. Joe collector like me, chances are you'll be clamoring for something that even sort of looks like it might go with the classified figures. Of course, I did the Warthog Sergeant Slaughter custom, and that was in that previous video, but I think this will be a great way to get the USA shirt version. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this figure. Is this something that you're going to pick up for your G.I. Joe classified line and just kind of fudge him into the background there, and hopefully there won't be too much of a scale difference? Or is it something to where you're thinking that you're just going to stick with the Action Force version that's coming out? Or are you going to wait and hopefully beg and pray that somehow or another Hasbro makes a deal for a Sergeant Slaughter figure to actually be made into classified? Of course, we have lots and lots of videos happening here on the channel, including a really big G.I. Joe documentary that's coming up that I'm going to be doing. It still has a little bit of work left to go on that before it's ready, but I do anticipate that it will be here in the coming weeks. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter. This is a great way to communicate with us and to keep up with us. As always, guys, God bless you and yours. Be safe out there, and I'll see you on Fanboys Forever. Fanboy out. Maggots.